Hello, this is Edward Slavis of the Slavis Group of eXp Realty. This is your March 2022 real estate market report for Washington, D.C. This report is going to focus just on the district. If you have questions at all about Maryland, Virginia, or West Virginia, please let us know. We're happy to provide a report for those areas as well. Let's start off talking about interest rates. Interest rates, as you know, have been increasing. This source here is Zillow. You can see as recent as mid-December, it was in the high twos. It's now approaching 4%. That's, of course, according to Zillow. Bankrate, another source, has 30-year fixed rates on average at 4.32%, which is an increase of 11 basis points just in the last 7 days. Okay. Why is this important? If you are a buyer, for every 1% increase in interest rates, your purchasing power decreases by 10%. So you see in the last 3 months, we've already seen over 1% increase on average in interest rates. Now, these rates right here are just, again, a national average. Your particular rate will be based upon the location, your credit score, loan type, down payment, etc. The most important thing for you to do is just contact us. We'll pair you up with one of our preferred lenders who can look through your credit scores and all else and give you the today's rate based on your particular case. If you're looking to refinance, very similar numbers, again, from high twos to high threes. Again, Bankrate is a different source. 30-year fixed refinance rates now average 4.32, which is an increase of 14 basis points, so 0.14% interest just in the last week. It doesn't mean it's a bad time to refinance, depending on what your goal is of lowering your monthly payment, getting a better rate, perhaps cash out. It may still be a good time for you, but the important thing is just contact us. Again, we'll introduce you to one of our preferred lenders who will walk you through your particular numbers. Now, the number one question we get, or the number one complaint we get, is there's no inventory, there's no inventory. We're not necessarily seeing it, and here's why. These are the total closed sales in Washington, D.C. in the last year, so from March of 2021 to this month. You can see the first half of this graph is much higher, but cyclically, March through August is always a busier time for the real estate market than September through February. So this is normal. But how does this compare to, say, a year ago? If we compare it to 2020, from March 2020 through today, you can see the right half of this graph has much more activity in 2021 than we saw in 2020. And if you break it down by quarters, I think it's easier to see. Again, the last 4 quarters, we've actually seen an increase in closed sales. So more properties are being sold than in the past. Looking at it over the last 3 years, again, same thing. 2021 was better than 2020, was better than 2019. Now, you can look at quarter 2 2020 and say, okay, slow quarter, that's easily explained by COVID. But it was stronger than quarter 1 2019. Okay, it's not all COVID. In general, the total number of units has been increasing year over year, with the best year actually being the last 4 quarters. Okay, and best we define as total number of sales, meaning total number of people moving into and finding their homes. And if you look at it as a year over year change, it's clearer that, again, the market has been improving in terms of the total number of sales. Again, they're moving quickly, which means you have to have the right strategy for how to locate and find and negotiate an offer on that house. But the inventory is there. Next question we have is about pricing. These are the median sales in the last 3 years in Washington, D.C. Again, starting in March 2019 at about maybe 575, slowly increasing here to present day, maybe around 675 average, though we have seen quarters where the median price was above 700,000. This is showing about an 18% increase in median prices over the last 3 years. But this is also comparing all types of homes, from single-family homes to condos and co-ops and the rest. Let's take a look and see what happens if we split it between single-family homes and condos. The red are single-family homes, the yellow are condos. As you can see, the yellow line, the condo line, is flat. We really have not seen an appreciation in median sales of condos in the last 3 years. Whereas on the y-axis here, in between each line here is about $250,000. So this is a very, very dramatic increase. If we are going from, say 800,000 to now, much closer to 1.2, with some quarters, the median sale being above 1.25 for a single family home, that's where we're seeing all the increase in prices. We're not really seeing it in the condo market. Now, of course, this is for median sale, regardless of the size of the property. So what happens if we break it down based on price per square foot? And we're seeing the same thing. The yellow line on top, the condos, are more or less flat, slight increase, but not a huge appreciation. They actually have a higher price per square foot because condos being smaller, it's a smaller denominator, a higher number. But where we're really seeing the increase in prices is, again, detached single-family homes. They started off around $375, per square foot. They're now, let's call this $450 per square foot. That is a 20% increase in price per square foot just in the last 3 years. So if you're looking to buy a condo, now is a good time. If you're looking to buy a single family home, obviously it's going to be more competitive as that's where the demand is. If you're looking to sell a condo, condos are still selling. They're just not having perhaps the huge price increases that you're seeing in the single family home market, which again, if you are a seller, now is a very good time to sell on a single family home before interest rates increase any farther. Of course, all of these sales are based upon your particular home, your neighborhood, the exact market for that neighborhood, how the property is marketed, negotiated, etc. But in general, all the price increases we've seen in DC in the last 3 years have been in single family homes, not in condos. That is your March 2022 market report for Washington, D.C. We hope you found this beneficial. Again, if you have any questions at all about the market in your particular neighborhood, whether it be in Virginia, West Virginia, or Maryland, please let us know. We're happy to answer those questions for you as well. Thank you and have a wonderful day.